Hello everyone. This is Man United Inside again on it. Welcome back again.
Manchester United handed Victor Osimhen transfer boost after new Napoli update. Serie A top scorer could be on the move this summer for the right price. Despite agreeing a 2-year contract extension, Manchester United appear to have been offered fresh transfer encouragement in a mixed new update over Victor Osimhen's future. Serie A's reigning top scorer is known to be among the chief alternative striker targets for Erik ten Hag, who now seems to have admitted defeat in the club's attempts to convince Tottenham into selling England captain Harry Kane. The Nigerian international has just helped fire Napoli to their first Scudetto triumph since 1990 with 31 goals in 39 appearances across all competitions this season, netting 59 in total in a prolific spell since joining from Lille in 2020. Such sparkling form has long since inevitably led to major interest in Osimhen from around Europe, with Manchester United heavily linked in addition to the likes of Chelsea, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Napoli understandably want to retain the services of their most prized asset, said to be valued at the £100 million mark, though the player himself has not ruled out a high-profile transfer this summer. Addressing Osimhen's future again on Monday evening, Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis insisted they have an initial agreement over a 2-year contract extension at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, but insisted the striker could still be sold for the right offer. "I have said for a while that Osimhen has to stay. Then, if an offer came in that I could not refuse for the good of Napoli, then we would consider it, as is only natural," he said, per Football Italia. "We already talked to Osimhen before the Scudetto celebration, so we already have a basic agreement on a 2-year extension of his contract. The other players, that is something we need to study with," new Napoli head coach Rudy Garcia, "because I have for many years been convinced that pre-season training is fundamental." Man UTD's former striker transfer shortlist emerges, and Harry Kane could influence deal. Manchester United have struggled for goals so far this season and could bolster their forward options this month with the signing of a new striker, with 4 Bundesliga players being considered. Manchester United are hoping to strengthen their squad in the January transfer window, and a new striker is on their radar. Erik ten Hag's side have struggled for goals this season, with only Burnley and Sheffield United scoring less than them so far. They forked out £72 million to sign Rasmus Højlund over the summer, but the 22-year-old is not the finished article. He has scored just once in the Premier League, while backup striker Anthony Martial has never been a prolific goal scorer, and last season's top scorer Marcus Rashford is struggling for form. As a result, a new forward is being targeted, and the Athletic have revealed 4 players the club are considering moves for. Bayern Munich duo Thomas Muller and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting have both had less game time this season following Harry Kane's move to Germany, with the majority of their Bundesliga appearances coming off the bench. And the report states that United have watched Muller, although he did sign a 1-year contract extension last month. Choupo-Moting, meanwhile, is being considered as a low-cost loan option in the same vein as United's January signings of Odion Ighalo and Wout Weghorst. Former Chelsea striker Timo Werner is another option, with United making contact with RB Leipzig to discuss how much a potential deal could cost. Stuttgart's Serhou Guirassy, who has scored 17 league goals in 14 games so far this season, has also been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford. Guirassy has a £15.2 million release clause in his contract, but financial fair play rules mean United do not have much money to play with in January after spending more than £200 million on the likes of Højlund, Andre Onana and Mason Mount. Over the summer, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's recent purchase of a 25% minority stake in the club will alleviate those pressures, but it is unlikely to help them this month, with the deal still yet to be ratified by the Premier League. As a result, any move to sign Guirassy will likely depend on outgoings. Donny van der Beek has already completed a loan switch to Eintracht Frankfurt with an option to buy, and the report adds that Martial, exiled winger Jadon Sancho, veteran midfielder Casemiro and former Real Madrid defender Rafael Varane could also be on the move. Roy Keane believes Erik ten Hag will be sacked in the next few months after what he said following the Wigan win. Roy Keane reckons Erik ten Hag will be sacked as Manchester United manager in the next few months for what he said following his side's win against Wigan Athletic. Man United avoided an FA Cup upset as they ran out 2-0 winners at the DW Stadium on Monday. Diogo Dalot opened the scoring in the 22nd minute, with Bruno Fernandes doubling his team's lead from the spot after winning a controversial penalty. The Red Devils will travel to either Newport County or Eastleigh in the next round of the competition. Speaking about the result, Ten Hag said that the FA Cup is all about winning, it is knockout. You want to finish the job. That is what I said in the dressing room, job done. The Dutchman also spoke about the project at Man United, which angered Keane, who was on punditry duty for ITV. Asked if he could see Ten Hag's ideas implemented, the Irishman bluntly replied, no. Not really. I think that's the problem with United, you know what you're going to get when you turn up. Keane added, if the manager there mentions that project, it probably means he'll be gone in the next few months. This dreaded word, project. No, I didn't see it tonight with United and I've not seen it for the last few months. But, again, they're in the next round and it's an easy draw the next time round, but you need a better level of performance. And the chances they made tonight, you always expect more. Man United, who lost their last league game at the hands of Nottingham Forest, resumed their Premier League campaign on Sunday when they host 5th place Tottenham. Ten Hag's Chargers occupy 8th place in the table and have 31 points on the board ahead of their crunch showdown at Old Trafford. Man United ratings vs Wigan Athletic, Kabi Menu is a boss. Teenage midfield sensation guides Red Devils to FA Cup victory with dominant display as Diogo Dalot and Bruno Fernandes come up with the goods. Menu provided the foundation for a much-needed victory for Erik Ten Hag's side, but Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund continued to struggle up front. Manchester United finally returned to winning ways away from home and booked their place in the 4th round of the FA Cup with a comfortable 2-0 win at Wigan Athletic. United had only lost once in their previous 19 games against Wigan but could scarcely afford another defeat given their abysmal recent run of results, and success in the FA Cup could be the only way to salvage something from this nightmare of a season. Ten Hag named his strongest side possible against the League One strugglers, and despite a nervy start they dominated the first half, taking a deserved lead with a fine curling effort from Diogo Dalot while Rasmus Højlund missed 3 chances, one of which was an absolute sitter, and Alejandro Garnacho hammered the bar. United eased off a bit in the second half and their lead looked slender until Bruno Fernandes made sure of the victory, winning a penalty with some nifty footwork and burying the ball in the net from the spot. He scarcely celebrated the goal, a demonstration that a win was the most basic requirement. At least United got it, earning their first victory away from Old Trafford since beating Everton in November. Goalkeeper and defense Andre Onana, 6 out of 10, made himself big to thwart Thelo Osgaard in the 3rd minute, and that was all he had to do. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 6 out of 10, composed and more assured defensively than Dalot. Raphael Varane, 6 out of 10, kept the defense orderly for most of the game. Johnny Evans, 6 out of 10, his experience shone through and he calmly dealt with everything the host threw at him. Diogo Dalot, 7 out of 10,